guys, good morning. Another SmashweRx day. Trev here. Gonna go over some stability issues today. I know I've been talking about a lot of shoulder mobility stuff, and I figured it's about time we talk about stability instead. We're opening up the shoulder and getting all that range of motion back. Problem is we got to make sure it's stable in that joint, so that head of the humerus needs to be sitting in that glenoid fossa inside that joint, really solid, and the only solid portion of that joint is in the posterior portion of the joint. So you want to have that shoulder, if you look at me from the side, if you want to have that shoulder out here, well, that's great, except it's going to be really unstable. So you want to have that shoulder sitting really far back in the joint. And the problem is if you look at the glenoid labrum, it's this cartilage ring that sits around the edge of the joint, and you look at the head of the humerus, it tends to come out and sit on the edge of that ring because we get a lot of what's called internal rotation. And I'm going to stand like this. We tend to stand with our arms like this. We tend to rotate the humerus in, and what it does is it causes a lot of pain. So think about this. Reduces a lot of range of motion too. So I've done this before, as we work on our computers, as we drive, we text on our phones, not while we're driving, right? Come on, listen, I got spies everywhere. I'll know if you're driving and texting. We want to have that joint sitting in the back because it's going to allow us to have a lot more stable position overhead, and generally it's just going to allow a lot more wear on that joint to a lot more longevity and prevent a lot of wear. Let me try that again. It's a Sunday morning. Come on, it was donut day today. So we want to have the longevity of the joint. I mean, you got about 120 years in this joint. You start sitting in the anterior portion of the joint like this and look around, you're going to see people, maybe even if you look in the mirror, you might see yourself with those shoulders sitting really far forward. It's just grinding away, and you lose that roll, slide, glide. I've talked about this before. When that roll, slide, glide is gone, all you're doing is grinding that labrum into nothing. And here's the other thing. You have those shoulders far forward. Now try doing a clean. What happens when you do a clean is you do an early pull, long head of the bicep, pulls on that coracoid, all those anchor points on that glenoid labrum start to tear away. You wind up getting slap tears, you wind up getting labrum tears, you wind up getting shoulder separations, you wind up getting rotator cuff injuries, whether it's a supra or infra or teres. It doesn't matter what it is. These muscles are really small, but designed to hold that shoulder against that joint. So we're going to show you how to stabilize that properly, how to get that nice and tight in the back of the shoulder. First thing we want to do is we want to open up and get rid of some of that internal rotation. I'm going to show you a really cool, easy way to do it. We're going to take my Rogue sponsor box. Check this out. All right, there it is. You can see it. Now, I'm going to be hanging back over this way, so you're going to see exactly what I'm doing. I know camera skills, right? Super sick. We're going to use a kettlebell, okay? We're going to hang over the back of this. You guys remember the old school dumbbell pullover? That's exactly what we're going to be doing. Now, depending on where you put your arm in that dumbbell pullover is going to determine how hard you're pulling on that shoulder. So you bend the arm more, you're going to have less of a pull. You really extend that arm. I'll get down like this so you can see what I'm doing. Really extend that arm. It's going to really open up that shoulder. It's going to peel away all the structures underneath here. We already know what they are, teres, lat, but it's also going to allow the pressure on that supraspinatus and that infraspinatus to come away from the bone, and it's going to let that shoulder move the way it's supposed to, and let that scapula slide around. And in that respect, what you're going to do is you're going to let that shoulder sit in the back of the socket. See, we've got to get all the stuff out of the way before we shove that joint right into the back of the socket. This is so cool. Check this out. So we're going to get on the box. You're going to take this. You can see me. We're going to take this. I got two hands on here. All we're going to do is we're going to let this pull our arms all the way back. Oh God, this is friggin' heavy. And you can see my arms are kind of bent. That's going to let me, you can see I'm right against the box. This is going to let me just hang out here. Now what I want you to do, normally I have you hang out here for about 20 seconds. I'm going to have you hang out here for a whole minute. If not, you know the rule, 2 minutes. When you're done, don't try and pick this up. Just let it drop. Remember, the further out you are, the more it puts tension on that muscle, more it stretches it out. The closer you are, the less of a pull it is. So find out where you are, find out where that sticking point is, and then just hang out there. Just camp out. It's super fun. I'm not going to make you guys watch me do this for 2 minutes. So, all right. So that's number one. I know I keep jumping out of the frame. All right, that's number one. All right, we'll take the Rogue box out of here. The reason I'm saying that is, you guys remember the games? Rogue rig, Eleiko bars. All right, so we're gonna go down here. Still see the kettlebell. And we have a band. Let me get the hell out of the way here. You can see the band. We're gonna take this band, it's on the bottom of the rig there. You can see that? All the way on the bottom of the rig. As a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring this all the way over here without killing myself. So there, now we can see it. so you get a really good view of what's going on. We're gonna take the kettlebell. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this band, we're gonna loop our arm through this band. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna pull the shoulder up and back while this is letting gravity suck it into the bottom of the socket or into the back of the socket. And we're gonna hang out there. You ready for this? Not 2 minutes, not 1 minute, 3 minutes. Check this out. So the band, nice and tight. Loop the arm through here. So you can see how it's right under here. Oh, that's just uncomfortable. That's already uncomfortable. Then we're gonna take this. So we've got the band distracting the shoulder all the way up and tight into the back of the socket. And then we're gonna take this and we're just gonna hang out. So what I'm gonna do, just so you can see this whole thing, is, you know what I'm gonna do? Is I'm gonna borrow a person. Hey, Sarah, can I borrow you for a second? See, I'm gonna recruit somebody to hold the camera. I'm gonna have you be my camera girl for a second. It's actually running right now. I'm gonna have you just hold it like that. Perfect. You're awesome. See, I got Sarah. Sarah is super stud at, by the way. So you can see this pulling on the back of the rig. Then we're gonna take this all the way up. Now I want you to bar the arm like this so we don't get the kettlebell in the face. And then we're gonna hang out here for exactly 3 minutes. And you're gonna let gravity suck. See what I'm doing is it's gonna suck that shoulder back into the socket. It's gonna allow a lot more stability, which is gonna in turn increase longevity of the joint. And then guess what? You can hit all those overhead PRs. I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch me do this for 3 minutes. Sarah's not gonna hold the camera. I'll take it away. Thank you, Sarah. Just in case you guys are wondering who Sarah is, I aimed the camera. That's Sarah. She's awesome. All right, thank you. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hang out 3 minutes. We're gonna let that kettlebell suck that shoulder into the back of the socket. Remember to bar the arm, that's the most important part. Otherwise what's gonna happen is it's gonna wanna let go. Okay, use a light kettlebell, 53, 35, if that's all you can take. You can do a 70. Man, send me a video, I wanna see that, that's friggin' awesome. 88's even better. Or how about those big boys from the games? Those would be sick, huh? Remember, suck up that, or get that band nice and tight. Open up the shoulder first before you use this kettlebell. Just in case you're wondering what I'm pointing at, it's this one. All right, hey, I'm Trev, SmashweRx, let's get that shoulder stable. I'll see you guys tomorrow, have an awesome day.